What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are back with another Hot Toys figure preview video, and today we have to talk about this newly released Blade from the movie Deadpool and Wolverine. It's been a minute since I've done a figure preview video. Not a lot of figures have been released recently, but today yesterday, right? The guy was announced. Today we get to talk about him. 2 days ago he was released. I apologize. 2 days ago he was released. I am so thrilled about this guy. I didn't grow up watching Blade. I wasn't that old. I was barely, being born by the time that that the movie was released, Blade. But still in all, I did get the opportunity of watching the movie. And to me, Wesley Snipes playing Blade is such a badass character. And seeing him in action in this Deadpool and Wolverine movie was such a thrill for me, honestly. And I was very happy to see him. This figure was expected. Obviously, Hot Toys announcing the Renaissance. This is the second figure from the Renaissance to be released. The first one was X-23. Now we just need Gambit and Elektra, which I would assume should be released soon. There are a lot of figures that are being released for this movie specifically. I'm still under the same thought that I'm hoping that they at some point release the Wolverine, portrayed by Henry Cavill. That would be such a nice figure to have in the collection. But again, we get Blade. He was expected, as I mentioned before. He is up for pre-order on Sideshow Collectibles, so if you guys do want to go ahead and buy him, make sure I will include the link on the description of the video so that you guys can go ahead and purchase him. Pre-order the guy. He is expected for next year, which I pretty much expected. And in all honesty, the pricing to me is pretty good. It's not as expensive as I thought it would be. He's got a lot of accessories going with him, and also to me, I just think that his whole suit and armor and things like that, I just thought the figure would be more expensive, but I was mistaken. I think the pricing for $290, to me, it's good enough. So again, taking a look at the images of the figure. So to me, this guy looks awesome, man. He looks absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to get him, even though it's going to take so long to get him. Here, we can see pretty much everything that he comes with and all of its accessories. We get a pistol. We get a bazooka with a rocket and firing effect. This looks really cool. I cannot wait to see how that works. Now, there is an exclusive first edition type of accessory added on here. I believe it's good for pretty much a month. You guys were able to see the countdown at the beginning of the video. So if you guys do get the exclusive version, it is going to come with the Blade sword with an interchangeable hilt. The pricing is pretty much the same. So I really, if I were you guys, I would take advantage of that. It is a very cool accessory to add on to the guy. So I would definitely grab it for sure. As far as other accessories, so we get pretty much some knives and blades, a pistol, a glaive, if I'm not mistaken. Just a lot of accessories that come with the guy. The display base does look pretty cool. It should be the flooring for that battle scene where they're facing against Nova and all these different characters, and with the whole Renaissance and and all those characters in the Void. So the flooring does seem to be pretty much the same as there. So I'm totally fine with the display base, no issues with it whatsoever. Now, as I mentioned before, to me, the figure looks awesome. The outfit looks pretty good. It looks exactly as it is in the movie. Obviously, it would have been very nice to get that leather jacket with this figure, but we didn't get it in the movie. It was just this outfit specifically, but it would have been so cool to get it with the actual jacket. But unfortunately, we don't get that option. Either way, I think Hot Toys did a good job of recreating this figure specifically. So to me, I really don't have any complaints to start off. Again, this is just a preview, so as far as materials, articulations, and things like that, you guys know we'll have to wait until we get the figure in person. Right now, I can just talk about what it comes with initially. I think the accessories are cool. The display base, I'm totally down with it. It's got a lot of detail and a lot of weathering to it. So I am a big fan of it, and I really like this display base, although it doesn't seem like it has a nameplate of any kind. Again, no complaints about that at all. Again, the different blades and glaives or whatever you guys want to call it that come with the guy, it should be fun and give us a lot of options to pose the figure specifically. And then the pants, I am really curious to see what the materials are on the guy. I want to believe that these are not going to be made out of pleather. As y'all know, I hate pleather with a passion, and I just think that to me this guy is such an iconic Marvel character that I just don't think that they would do us that injustice of doing pleather with the guy. So I would assume it to be some type of rubbery type of fabric that these pants are going to be made out of, and pretty much the rest of the outfit should be the same as well. So again, as I mentioned before, the outfit looks absolutely amazing. Everything looks pretty good about the guy. But now let's go ahead and talk about the most interesting part about the guy, and that is without question the head sculpt. So I always like to mention in these preview videos, the guy that I think that makes the prototype is Mr. JC Hong. I follow him on Instagram. The guy does a fantastic job. I will be honest, his last head sculpts haven't been the greatest, and what I mean by that, I'm talking about the Winter Soldier being portrayed by Sebastian Stan or Bucky Barnes, and then also the Human Torch portrayed by Chris Evans or Johnny Storm. So I thought that both of those head sculpts were not the greatest. They weren't bad head sculpts either, but at the same time they weren't the best. This one, to me, he is back to regular programming. He's back to his scheduled programming. So I think that this head sculpt is really, really good. I really like it a lot. My only small complaint that I could have with it would probably be the facial expression, but that facial expression is only noticeable without his glasses, his shades. For example, seeing him with his eyes, to me, it's such a dead expression, no type of, anger, action, smile, whatever the case might be. There really isn't any type of expression when we see him without his shades. So that could possibly be my only small complaint. But other than that, I can see Wesley Snipes from every single angle. His hairpiece is very nicely done. He has his white hair as he has it throughout the movie. Skin texture looks absolutely awesome. This is kind of an older character, not super old, but he is a little bit older. So the skin does wrinkle a little bit, so I think they did a good job with that. Obviously, the eyes are rotating, so that's good. But again, it's probably the only thing that kind of upsets me a little bit would be the facial expression, the fact that it's too emotionless and it's too dead in my personal opinion. Please feel free to let me know in the comments if you guys do agree with me on that or not, or just give me your pure thoughts on the head sculpt on its own. Now, this image right here, so you see with the shades on, that covers the kind of the dead look in his eyes. To me, this is more badass, and if the figure is going to stay this way, there's no question that once I get it, I'll pose him with his shades. I just personally think it's going to look better in my personal opinion. But again, as I mentioned before, let me know in the comments if you guys do agree with me on that or not. So that's pretty much everything that I can discuss about the guy. So again, as I mentioned before, the outfit looks great. All of the accessories look pretty cool. Display base, same thing. I think the head sculpt has promise. It looks pretty good so far. As you guys know, this is just a prototype. So once we get the final result, we'll probably do a release preview so that we can compare how it looked compared to what we have here on the prototype. But for now, I am impressed. I am happy with this release. Not really any big complaints. I think everything looks pretty good, and I am so thrilled, as I mentioned before, to get him because of how legendary this character is, and also because of this collection and how cool it's going to be. By the way, now that I get this close image to his head sculpt, but also this accessories, so his knives, or his blades, whatever you guys want to call it, we're pretty much going to get some with blood, some without blood. I gotta tell y'all, the paint application as far as the blood here is so nicely detailed, and it looks absolutely amazing. They look really, really well done. I gotta give them props. That looks so real. Same thing here, man. That looks so real. As I mentioned before, it's the same accessories, but some have blood, some don't. I guess just a preference. And this has the potential to be my favorite accessory of the whole figure, and it's his bazooka with the bomb or grenade, whatever you guys want to call it. The effect looks so cool. I can't wait to see how this works. Personally, I feel like it's going to be such a cool accessory to add on. But again, it's going to be amazing in my personal opinion. So again, to me, all of the accessories have a lot of promise. It looks absolutely amazing. So, again, as I mentioned before, that's pretty much everything that I have to say. Again, we talked about the head sculpt, the accessories, the whole figure on its own. So excited to go ahead and get the guy. By the way, that bazooka, thankfully, is going to be attachable to the body as well as his guns and blades. So obviously, we'll touch base on that once we get the figure in person. And then here is his display base with that flooring from the Void, where they're all fighting pretty much the whole Renaissance against Nova and his allies. So again, to me, it was a no-brainer. We had to get this display base, as that's probably the only place where we get to see the guy. So last image, again, pretty much everything that the guy comes with. The figure on its own, his pistol, the bazooka, all of his knives and blades, hence a couple of hand pieces, the display base. And again, if you guys do get the first edition exclusive accessory, it's going to be his sword with interchangeable hilt. So excited to get this figure in person. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think about this new Blade release. If interested again in purchasing him, I will include the link to Sideshow on the description of the video so that way you guys can pre-order him. As always, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel and for watching all of my videos. I want to remind you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and join, and also turn on your notifications for more figure preview videos as well as figure unboxings from Hot Toys. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today on this Blade from Deadpool and Wolverine figure preview, and I will see you next time.